A Fistful of Dollars is what many consider to be the birth of the subgenre in westerns, known as the spaghetti western. This is defined not only stylistically and visually, but also musically, as Sergio Leone established the visual motifs and tropes of the genre, juxtaposing wide shots and close shots together in the same scene. Morricone as well established the musical motifs and tropes of the genre. Opting to reject the typical Hollywood orchestral score that could have been heard in such films as John Ford's The Searchers or John Sturges' The Magnificent Seven. Morricone chose unconventional instrumentation such as Jews harps, dissonant harmonics, dancing piccolos, bombastic church organs, eerie whistling, thundering trumpets, oddly sung gunfighter ballads, and ghostly vocal choruses. Like his choice of instrumentation, Morricone also pulled from a wide and eccentric range of genres like classical, jazz, pop, electronic, avant-garde, and Italian music. What is possibly his most striking musical influence is the incorporation of rock and roll music as a major element of his scores. This is heard in Leone's westerns as reflective of Morricone's use of the electric guitar. The menacing and ominous twanging is indicative of the sounds of recordings from The Shadows, Dwayne Eddy, Dick Dale, Link Ray, and John Barry. Morricone's style has even been replicated and mimicked by other Italian composers of that time, also working on spaghetti westerns. With each subsequent film following A Fistful of Dollars, Leone and Morricone were able to build on what they had established from their previous picture, with Sergio Leone's operatic and ambitious vision being complemented by Ennio Morricone's bombastic scores. For A Few Dollars More would mark the beginnings of a trend that both Leone and Morricone would become known for, which is that of developing the music during the pre-production and writing stages of the film. This allowed Morricone to truly think about the role of the music within the film, implementing it far deeper into the narrative than ever before. As a result of this creative decision, there came the musical motif that is the pocket watch chime in For a Few Dollars More, with the protagonist and the antagonist each carrying around a gold pocket watch. Within two prominent standoff scenes, these pocket watch chimes are blended with Morricone's larger film score, creating a merge between diegetic and non-diegetic music within the film.
Just try.
The standoff between Mortimer and Ennio begins with only the chimes as part of the soundtrack, with Morricone gradually introducing a larger symphony orchestra to the soundtrack that couples and complements the chimes, before the scene is completely taken over by non-diegetic music. Leone puts emphasis on close-up shots on the characters' faces, which is only complemented by the score as it subtly comments on the psychological interior of the character, almost as if they can hear the music too along with the audience. This only proves in making it an overall more dramatic and emotional scene as a whole. This scene acts as a parallel with another standoff between Ennio and the character Tommaso, earlier in the film, which has the exact same score along with the same merging of diegetic pocket watch chimes and non-diegetic orchestral score. The primary difference between these two versions of the same score is the main instrument showcase that delivers the melody of the piece. church organ gives off quite a haunted and ghostly quality, almost like it's a funeral for the character. The use of the organ ultimately acts as a foreshadow to the scene's ultimate conclusion, with the death of Tommaso and the victory of the film's antagonist, Ennio. In contrast, the final standoff of the film is driven by trumpets as opposed to a church organ.
Now we start.
This is no doubt indicative of the prevailing of good over evil and acts as a foreshadow to Mortimer triumphing over Ennio and exacting revenge for his sister, whom in which the pocket watch originally belonged to.
Bravo.
Sergio Leone and Ennio Morricone would go on to collaborate on 4 more films following for a few dollars more. Replicating the same approach, with Morricone composing the music simultaneously to Leone developing the script, the merging of diegetic and non-diegetic music would be repeated and replicated in both Once Upon a Time in the West, taking the form of Charles Bronson's harmonica, and Leone's final film, Once Upon a Time in America, as represented in the character Cockeye playing the pan flute.
Boss is coming, run!
To conclude, the body of work that Sergio Leone and Ennio Morricone produced holds its own against the countless other cinematic collaborations from Steven Spielberg and John Williams, to Tim Burton and Danny Elfman, to Alfred Hitchcock and Bernard Herrmann. With Sergio Leone's unconventional approach to the camera coupled with Ennio Morricone's eccentric instrumentation choices, the two changed the course of cinema forever.